How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to take a look at Full Moon's Slasherfest. This is a 3-pack of movies from Full Moon there, and this is one single thick DVD case version of this. I've seen several Full Moon multi-packs that have like a box with 3 ones, and then there's also a version like this. So I don't know if there's a slipcase version as well, but mine is the single case version. We have the cover here. It has Bleed, Intruder, and Cutthroat. You have their pictures on the back as well as a brief summary. And no, I did not do these check marks. I bought the movie used, so the last owner decided to check off the movies as he watched them. I don't mind, it's only minor change. And then inside we have the disc for Bleed, Full Moon number 207, Intruder, Full Moon number 62, and Cutthroat, Full Moon number 210. Anyway, the cover here, this is from Bleed and that's from Cutthroat, and even though Intruder is the best movie, they kind of left it off the cover, although I think I know why. I think this cover here is just made out of the posters from the back, and the Intruder poster didn't really lend anything that could be used in the collage super easily, so they just stuck the two masks together. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the movies one by one here. So in this set, we have Bleed from 2002. So Bleed is a slasher movie. You get this young girl who just started a new job, and she meets a guy there. All seems to be going good, and the guy goes, "Hey, I gotta introduce you to my friends." And the friends are kind of a wild bunch, which makes it hard even from the beginning. But later on, they're drunk, and they're in the hot tub, and they start talking about their secret club, murder club, where they claim to be a group of friends that goes out and kills people, and because they're all friends, they can provide alibis and stuff. And they go and say that they want her to join. However, a mysterious figure, a man in the pale mask, is picking off this murder club one by one. And at first I thought, okay, that's a cool, like, killer versus killers slasher. But of course there's a bunch of twists and turns in it that keep it away from what would be a really cool, simple concept. Overall, it's fine, though. By 2002, I mean, we'd already gone through all the 90s slashers and this is early 2000s slashers, and unfortunately, by then, slashers had lost a lot of their teeth, and there is still a little teeth left in this one, I will say, so it's fine, it's not great, and if they had kept the premise more simple, I would have liked it more, but, you know, there is still some good stuff in here for slasher fans. It's just not the best thing, but it's still fine. It's also worth noting with this, there are two things. Full Moon had a human-on-human violence thing that they didn't like. Like, they would usually have the violence coming from, like, a puppet to a human. So, this was actually made by Shadow Films, which is just the Full Moon people, but with a different name. So they made a new company to make this. Now that's just the movies Full Moon makes. They also distribute movies, which is why you'll see Full Moon movies with, you know, human-on-human violence. But that's because they didn't make them, they just distributed it. So Shadow Films made this, which is really just Full Moon, which then got distributed by Full Moon. But you actually don't see any, you know, like, this is a Full Moon pack. You don't see any Shadow Films packs, you know. There's also a cameo here. There's a brief flashback where you see, I think, Brinky Stevens and Lloyd Kaufman as a cameo. And it's really cool. You see Lloyd Kaufman, who is, head of trauma in a full moon film. So I kind of found that really ironic, although the scene's kind of like out of nowhere, a super serious message moment. And, Lloyd Kaufman's really funny. I wish they'd played to his comedic strengths and made it more funny. The next one we want to talk about here, Intruder. Now, this is the weird part with this pack is you get two movies from 2002 and then this next one's from 2002. This is from 1989 and it is a way better movie than the other two things in this pack. This is 1989 Intruder, and it is known as the last great 80s slasher. Now, I do have a full review for Intruder. Really great movie, so if you want to check out my full thoughts, it's in that review. And I do have an individual DVD release of this, so I already had it, so there's a duplicate in my collection. But my release wasn't a full moon release, This had been released quite a few times, sometimes by full moon, sometimes not. And it actually just recently got a Blu-ray. But anyway, this one is the final days of a grocery store before it's closing down. All the employees are staying late to mark everything off on clearance because there's only a few days left in the store. And of course, why they're staying late, a mysterious killer picks them off one by one. This movie has really great creative kills and really cool camera choices. It tries to say, okay, we're doing this scene, how can we make it as clever and creative as possible? If you look on the back, there's this poster. It's a cool looking poster, but it's kind of infamous. It has, I don't know, you can't really see because it's too small, but it says Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi up at the top. Bruce Campbell is just a cameo in this film, and Sam Raimi is an actor. He's not the director of this. So yeah, this poster is kind of infamous for kind of trying to imply that they're the star and the director, but it's just cameo and actually a small role. But one of Sam Raimi's friends did direct this, and you do see similarities between the directing style. But yeah, it's a really good movie. 1989, considered the last great 80s slasher. And if you don't have it, the pack's worth getting just for this one. It's a supermarket slasher. But every kill and camera angle, they really are seeing, well, they're seeing when they can throw in an opportunity for something cool and different, and they're doing that. And yeah, just trying to be the coolest thing possible. But like I said, the other two movies are 2002, this is 89, so you see that's full moon number 62. It's a much lower number than these other ones that are, 207 and 210, 200s. Anyway, this last one, Cutthroat, this actually, Full Moon puts it out as Cutthroat, and a lot of DVDs I think are, but on IMDb, and actually at the moment it's streaming on Amazon Prime, they list it as Scared, which is like an alternate title for this. And yeah, I think that's an incredibly dumb title. I mean, Cutthroat doesn't really give you, I guess it fits with the theme. It's not a great title, but way better than Scared. Like a horror movie just called Scared? Maybe it's just me. I think it's a little silly. But yeah, Scared, because you're in a horror movie. But anyway, this is about a group of people shooting a horror movie, but someone dressed up as the killer from the horror movie is killing them off. And you get this lady who comes in to replace the final girl from the movie that got killed, and she's trying to solve the mystery. There is very clear influence from Scream. It's trying to be very self-aware, and they even reference Scream. It also, because they're trying to solve the mystery of a mass killer, it feels a lot like Scooby-Doo sometimes, and they even, also they reference Scooby-Doo. So it's kind of weird. The editing isn't that great. Like, when they do kills, they often resort to, the fast, quick cuts, and then there's some jerky film, and it's not always super clear. Like, there's one scene where a character's about to get killed in the bathroom, and it cuts away before he gets killed, and then they reference like how many people have died, and it sounds like in some instances it sounds like they know about that guy getting killed, and other times it doesn't. Or maybe it's me just not being able to keep up with the movie, because yeah, like I said, the editing, it does make it not super clear. And then they do this kind of creative thing in the final act, but like I said, the editing made it not super clear to begin with, but the way they do this final act is one of the more confusing things to film, and it gets to be like, wait, what's going on? But anyway, and not the best, and like I said, the other one's from 2002. This one is a little more watered down, where it's not, as grungy like, slasher fans might like. It's the worst out of the three, but it's still a totally watchable movie. And, if you get the pack and you're into horror movies, you can probably watch all three. This is, a good example of a post-Scream slasher and what those ended up being a lot of the time. But anyway, Intruder's the best one, followed by Bleed, and then Cutthroat, aka also known as Scared. But yeah, I would say if you see this pack and you don't have the movie Intruder, it's worth getting it just to get Intruder. That's a really good film. These other two are okay early 2000s slashers, and if you're a slasher geek, you'll appreciate them, but it's not going to win over the people that aren't slasher geeks. They're just, B-grade fun slashers to spend an afternoon, but don't expect too much from them. And it's kind of weird that they share the cover when, like I said, Intruder is the best one in the pack. But anyway, I'll be back with more Full Moon stuff later. I have another 3-pack that I think I might do called Murder Machines, which is, about robots and stuff. So hopefully I get to that very soon. Anyway, to everyone who's liked and subscribed, I want to give a big thank you. You really help out this channel. And I'll see you guys again very soon. I do about 95% horror on this channel, so more horror movies, more Full Moon stuff coming out very soon. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon.